So we have the first official movie in the DCU, Superman, directed and written by James Gunn. I've seen the movie twice already, so here's exactly what I thought about it. And with this movie, it just drops you right into the middle of the action right from the beginning. It's like, bloop, you're in the middle of the action now. And it very much is like what James Gunn was saying, to where this is not going to be an origin story. This is basically going to be like right in the middle of a setup universe already. Like, it's just dropping you into the action. It's dropping you into this already established universe. So everything he was saying about that is definitely true about this movie. And with this movie, it feels a little episodic, like almost like it's segmented. It almost feels like it's like a Superman cartoon, almost like the original 90s anime Superman cartoon kind of. There is, of course, an overarching story throughout the whole movie, but there's just these segments that it feels like almost like mini episodes. And with this movie, it very much feels like it's a comic book come to life. It's wacky, zany at times, and just the way the action is set up, it feels like you're watching a comic book come to life, really. And with James Gunn, it shows that he understands the character of Superman. I especially definitely got to give props to him. But one thing I would say about the movie, it's not necessarily a negative, but it's just something that I really did feel throughout the movie, was that this movie does feel fast-paced at times, almost to the point to where it feels like a couple of things here and there throughout the movie, we feel like we don't really get enough time with them. They're not really fully fleshed out. For example, I wish we could have gotten a little bit more time, or maybe a little bit more scenes with Ma and Pa Kent. It feels like they weren't in the movie too much, and we didn't get really enough time with them. There's definitely a heartfelt scene that I got, it sort of got to me between Clark Kent and Paul Kent. It was really a heartfelt scene that was going on. When it comes to David Corenswet as the titular character of Superman, he embodies his character so well. He feels like he understands the character and the direction of the way his character is in this movie. He just understands it. And I know I was complaining about the suit before this movie came out, but actually I came to actually like the suit throughout the movie, like seeing it in action, seeing the way it is in the movie. I actually liked it better. But I would say after just this first movie that I'm really excited to see the future of David Corenswet as Superman. I feel like he's definitely one of the stronger actors to be able to play this character. When it comes to Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor, before the movie came out, I was kind of questioning Nicholas Hoult. Like, I like him as an actor. He's a great actor, I believe. But I was kind of questioning his role as Lex Luthor. Like, how is he going to play this role? And I gotta say, I'm very impressed. I'm very satisfied with the way he played this role of Lex Luthor in the movie. He's very intelligent, he's very calculated, he's very menacing at times, and just a great foil and antagonist to Superman in the movie. He did such a great job with this role. When it comes to Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane, it's like how I would imagine the character should be played. She's real fiery, she's headstrong. I definitely think that Rachel Brosnahan captures the character so well, and compared to like some of these other Superman movies, Superman projects that we've had. There's even one scene in the movie that really sticks out to just the way she plays this character, to where she's literally flying a ship. And while she's flying that ship, she's literally dictating an article to write out. So she plays this character so well. Everyone in the movie honestly plays their role so well. I specifically like the way that they portray the Justice Gang. Mr. Terrific was definitely a standout of the group. I liked all the scenes he was in. It was definitely refreshing to be able to see like Eddie Gatteki come back to play in a superhero movie and just give him justice for his role of Darwin. If you know, you know. Nathan Fillion is great as Guy Gardner. He's funny throughout the whole movie. Just overall well done. And I really like the way they portrayed Hawkgirl in this. Isabella Merced did a pretty good job with the character. Jimmy Olsen, I remember when they first announced the casting for Jimmy Olsen, I remember saying to myself, man, this is the most Jimmy Olsen looking Jimmy Olsen I've ever seen. I am a little familiar with the actor who's played Jimmy Olsen, but I gotta say the way they portrayed Jimmy Olsen in this movie is definitely amazing. It was well done, so well done. It's how I would imagine the character to be portrayed. Overall, I really enjoyed the Superman movie. I was kind of going in questioning how is this movie going to be. I was just hoping for the best. Considering it was James Gunn doing this movie, writing, directing, everything like that, did have some trust in him. But of course, it's a start of a whole brand new universe, DCU, and I was just wondering and hoping that this movie was going to turn out good. I'm happy to say that the movie turned out really well done. It's definitely one I enjoyed. I was liking it throughout the whole movie. It just sets up a great foundation for the future of the DCU. And I gotta say, even if it's recency bias, this one might be my new favorite Superman movie. Or, a movie that I could go back to rewatch more when I wanted to see a Superman movie. I've already seen this movie twice already, and I enjoyed it both times. So I definitely see this one as being a favorite, top favorite Superman movie that I would go back to rewatch.